fucking kid. Grandpa's given you everything all your fucking life. You've never had a car payment, a house payment. Everything you live in was given to you by Grandpa. You fucking don't know what it's like to work for a fucking living like I do, to bust my fucking ass and do what I do. And you know what, Shawn? You fucked me, and that's the way you got it. But you know what? Your grandpa's money will run out someday, and you'll have to feast for yourself. Get a fucking job, you piece of shit.
Welcome to Behind the Smoke Podcast, Barbecue War Stories with Shane Walton. That's me from Cali Comfort Barbecue, and I'm here with my man, Derek Marceau from Valley Farm.
Hello, hello.
What's going on, my man? We're here at the Think Tank at 8911.
Brings back so many memories.
Spring Valley Barbecue Fest memories.
Man, it's I love it though. It's like our little warm place that we can come to and get all of our ideas together, and those late nights. It's
where we can come up with, hey, let's start a podcast.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea. Yeah, just throw that on top of everything that we're doing.
Exactly. Well, yeah, we are very fortunate today to welcome one of my best friends, Shane Walton, who I grew up with here in La Jolla. We met at the Bishop School. Shane, welcome to Behind the Smoke, my man.
Thanks for having me, brothers. I'm excited about it. Good to be here with good people and for great purposes.
So, for those of you that don't know who Shane Walton is, he is a San Diego athletic all-star. Not to mention what he did at Notre Dame is still being written about today. I started doing some research for this podcast to find out, a little bit more about one of my best friends that I know. And the internet's a crazy place. Once you Google somebody and you're like, holy shit, like, man, I love this man.
All the stuff that comes up.
Holy crap. This guy
is dig up some dirt too.
You can dig. I couldn't find any dirt. He's a pretty clean candidate, but
good PR team.
Right.
Yeah. Notre Dame's doing a great job, whatever. Notre Dame and Bishops, that's for sure. But an All-American at Notre Dame, you're actually the Rudy story, transferring from being a leading goal scorer your freshman year, going on a soccer scholarship to Notre Dame, and then walking on to the Notre Dame football team. Tell us a little bit. Actually, before we even get to Notre Dame, let's go back to going to school at Bishops and how that started your career.
Bishops opened up so many different doors for me. I remember playing soccer for the Nomads in La Jolla. And my coach says, hey, dude, you're pretty smart. You should look into going to Bishops.
Which coach?
Derek Armstrong.
Derek Armstrong. Okay.
He said there's a bunch of guys who are going from our club to Bishops. You should look into it. So my mom and I looked into it, went and took a test.
How'd you do on that test?
Dude, that test was hard.
I failed. I failed the first time.
You just take a test to get into a private school?
Joke.
I didn't get in.
You're going to pay fucking money to go to school, right?
I was supposed to go in 7th grade, and I failed. My grandfather's like, you're going to take the test again. I'm like, fuck.
It's like the SAT. It doesn't really test how
No, it was like puzzles and it was like, yeah.
So I do well on it, but not well enough to get a scholarship to go there.
Gotcha.
And so expecting my mother and I at the time to pay $12,000 to go to school wasn't going to happen.
And $12,000, that was like back in the day. That was back in the day.
1992. So
1992.
$12,000 back then is a lot more than
we're talking about
now.
College tuition for a private high school.
100%.
Absolutely.
So they basically they said, you got in, but we can't give you a scholarship. And so I was like, you're basically telling me no, right?
Yeah.
You know I can't afford to go here.
So you can have the Mercedes-Benz if you could pay the money.
Right.
You can't pay the money? Okay, sorry.
So there was a doctor stepped up and paid my first year tuition.
Really?
It was a doctor, Charlie Marshall. His sons went to Bishops. Mm-hmm. And so he wanted to give me the opportunity to do it.
Oh, wow.
And so huge blessing. Like
how did he find out? How did he find out about you? Your story?
I think the soccer coaches talked to him because his kids played on the same club that that I played on.
Okay. Now, Nomads is known to be one of the best fucking club teams in San Diego. I know
100%, especially back in the day when I was playing. It was,
right. Well, because of you, right?
There were so many guys that played like on the national team and overseas.
Yeah.
But it was an incredible club. All of our coaches played professionally and coached professionally in England.
That's awesome.
And so they brought it here back in the day. Yeah. And so he ended up paying for me my first year, and I struggled coming from
so
public
hard.
school my
Oh,
entire
man.
life, just trying to learn how to study and like take notes. I'm used to being like one of 40
Yes.
in the back of the classroom, gambling, making jokes, right? Playing around.
Right.
Like school was easy. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't have to pay attention.
I just
like,
need
this
to
is
go to
easy.
class. No
And then
problem.
100%.
Right?
Getting A's and B's
Easy.
without even trying. Like homework. What's homework?
Yeah.
Right?
Homework.
Then going to Bishop's, having about 3.5 to 4 hours of homework a night, actually having to pay attention in class. You're one of 10.
You're held accountable. You get called out in class on the 3.5 hours of homework you're
Well,
supposed
not
to
only
do.
that, now he has, I would say, a burden that he has to make sure that he's not, this guy just spent a bunch of money for him to go
Yeah.
to the school. He's got to make sure that he's like, hey,
Good point.
I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna make sure I do the best. It's like, fuck. I would imagine if you're failing a little bit, you're like, what the fuck? Now
100%.
you feel like shit.
Yeah, there's more pressure, and then you stand out, right? You're this. They look at you. Oh, you're good at soccer. Are you here just for that, or
Right.
are you actually intelligent too?
Did you go in 8th grade or 9th grade?
I went 8th grade.
You went in 8th grade?
8th grade.
Just like I did.
Yep,
8th
so-
grade. But you were 2 years older than I did.
Yeah,
You graduated
Yep.
in 97,
98.
98.
Yeah.
Championship year.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
So actually cracking jokes and getting in trouble all the time because everyone could hear me, including the teacher, was like a big adjustment for me. And then I'm used
Were
to
you
being
in the
like,
class clown?
oh, I loved it. Class clown. Wanted to be in control. Wanted to have the power, but I got set straight by a lot of different teachers, and it really humbled me being at Bishop's. Like, God, this is difficult. I got to work my butt off just to get. I was getting C's and D's.
Yeah.
My first semester there, and I had to work my butt off. Started going to school early, staying late, going to see teachers after school, working my butt off just to get C's and B's. And I was like, this is incredible.
It's no
But
joke.
Yeah.
But I knew it was something that would benefit me later, especially in college, and then even
When did you know?
that first day of class.
Yeah, that
You-
first
you
day
had-
of
you
class.
had that kind
the
of
first
forward-
report card?
You had that forward thinking then?
Yeah.
Because I know me, I mean, I never like, I was always like, fuck that, like this ain't going to do shit. I'm not going to learn, but that's awesome. If you had that kind of forward thinking, like you knew going to that school was actually going to open doors for you at a young age. That's
100%. Yeah, my mom, we struggled, and so I knew I needed to do something different. So when I was the age I am now, I wouldn't be in the same position that my mom was in.
Right.
Struggling to make it, struggling to do things, struggling to get food, struggling for housing. I didn't want to have that for my family, so I was like, look, this is a sacrifice I'm going to make. I'm going to work my butt off so my kids don't have to do the same thing.
Were there mentors at Bishop's? Because, I mean, for me, Bill Leckfold and, some of the teachers, Derek and I, we talk a lot about athletics and how they play into business, because so many parallels that you can draw from what you learned on the basketball court or what you learned on the football field or what you learned on the soccer field, you translate into business. And competitiveness, being a leader, those things are inherent in running a business.
100%. And learning how to be resourceful.
Yes.
And being resourceful and asking questions and the right questions to the right people. And if they're not able to get you the answers, figuring out where to go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I did have a couple mentors, but first and foremost, the first person I ever met at Bishop's was Joan Black. Mm-hmm. One of the nicest people I ever met in my life. So nice that you think she's fake. And I just remember like coming from my neighborhood, going to Bishop's, like, no one is this nice. Like, and then I met some more people, Megan Cooper, Megan Broderick now, who's currently the counselor at the school. Mm-hmm. Another one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And it's like, okay, maybe there's something going on. There's something different here where you don't have to watch your back. People aren't trying to get over on you. People aren't being deceptive. People are just being...
You were thinking they were being manipulative.
100%. That's what I'm used to.
Right. You're like, You're going to checking your pockets. Like, what's going on here?
People were playing Frisbee. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
The quad, perfect grass, like
no gates,
sea breeze, no gates,
no fences. Like,
no fences.
What is going on?
Yeah, no metal detectors.
Yeah, but you realize, you know what? Like, now all I have to focus on is my school and my sports.
Yeah,
like, and that's it. I don't have to worry about like, am I going to say the wrong thing? Am I wearing the wrong color? Am I going to get jumped? Am I like? You just had to it was just school and football. Like, this is easy.
Yeah.
And so just like Derek said, the forward thinking, like, man, there's something going on here, something special. Like, I want to be a part of what all these people are doing.
Right.
And so how do I assimilate? How do I fit in? But also educate these people that there's a different way of life and there's a different way of living as well that maybe they're not accustomed to.
Right.
So tell us about playing football at the Q championship. You played twice, right? Twice at the Q. Or were they both at the Q, or was that when they were rotating?
What it was rotating. So we had my sophomore year. Where were we?
Southwest?
No. Yeah. Yep.
Southwest. Yeah.
No, freshman year we lost in the finals at Mira Mesa High School. Sophomore year at Southwest.
So we were a small school. Bishop's, our enrollment for our senior class was 100 people.
Yeah, if that.
Really?
100 people.
100 people.
Holy shit.
So it's, it's crazy because, even to this day, my wife's like, how many friends do you have from Bishop's? It's like, I have a lot of amazing friends from Bishop's because, we were a close-knit crew, and there were some amazing characters. I mean, talk about characters. There are, just a plethora of people that are doing some really, really cool things in the world that I respect more than anything. And, finding time, just like Derek and I said, to have a podcast where we can sit down and talk to you and find out what you're doing with organizations and training and what you're doing now as a coach going back to Bishop's. Take us back to to Qualcomm. How was playing in, because this is senior, let's go to senior year.
Senior year, yep. Playing against Mater Dei.
Mater Dei.
Mater Dei now, but it was
Marian Catholic.
Marian Catholic.
Yeah. Our heated rivals.
Man, you talking about 300-pound linemen.
Yeah.
Like in high school. But back then, that was.
Were they a bigger school?
300-pound linemen. So I started my senior year, and I was $170, starting right tackle.
We were all Derek Marceau's back then. How much did you weigh in high school?
Derek was at the beast.
I weighed, when I came into high school, I wrestled the 189s and 215s. So a little bit, I was 6'3", and, I had to cut weight to get to 189. So I probably was right around 210. And then when I graduated, I was around 270. That was because my senior year, I played 3 sports, wrestled, football, and baseball. And my coaches, after I got the scholarship, they're like, look, you can wrestle, but baseball, like, why don't you work out? We need you to pack on some weight because we want you to, play D-line. And I thought I was going to be a tight end. They wanted me to be D-line, so I needed to gain some weight. So I went from 240, 250 to 270 by the end of my senior year.
Damn.
And by the time I got to K-State, I was 300 pounds.
And when did you graduate?
Damn.
You graduated?
2001.
Okay. So you're talking about, he was probably one of the biggest, strongest.
Yes, by
linemen.
far.
And then we had these big, I don't even know if they were in high school.
That's true.
Right? They got a bunch of their players from Mexico.
I know. You're right.
And
no,
they
you're
were
right.
huge.
They were huge.
And then they had a bunch of athletes. They were good, man. I still see some of the guys.
So one of the things I always remember from Bishop's and from our coach, from Leckfold, the things that we talked about because we were undersized, what made us a better, and you guys still do it today.
It was speed
and fundamentals.
Speed and fundamentals. Like
the mental part of the game.
We knew how to block. You think about it. We probably had 30 people
30
on our
people,
team, right?
Yes.
But we had like 10 coaches.
Shit. Yeah.
So you think about that. It's just like the classroom, right? I couldn't hide in the classroom.
No.
Because there's 10 of us with one teacher.
Right.
And you go on the football field and there's 10 coaches for 30 players.
Yep.
So every 3 players had one coach. And so, there's no...
all your technique.
You think about
everything.
all the detail that you're getting coached on. Every step you're getting coached on. And that was a big difference of why we weren't more athletic. We weren't bigger, stronger, better athletic football players than everyone we played. But, you think about, the mental side of the game, and Derek knows this from playing in college and playing in the league. That's everything, right? If I'm smarter than you, but you're faster than me, I'm going to get there before you because I know the efficient route to take as opposed to just relying on talent alone.
Yeah.
It was my sophomore year in college that I devoted myself to education of the game. And
was there somebody that told you? Was it?
No, I got my ass whooped when we played Texas. I'm not even fucking kidding. I was so fucking mad and I was so embarrassed. I'm this All-American and coming up and we're, supposed to be all everything, and this guy from Texas literally whooped my ass all game. And it didn't, now looking back, because I look at that game, it didn't look that bad on film, but I knew he was bigger, faster, stronger than me. I didn't have an answer for him.
Who was it?
His name was Travis Wolfold, and he played, I think, for 10 years in the league.
Was that? Didn't Will Goodlow play there?
Will Goodlow did play there.
Was he a teammate?
He was my coach.
Oh,
he came back.
wow.
He played at Texas, so
Yeah,
he went to Monte Vista, my high school.
I know. I remember that team.
Left.
Wiley.
Yeah, monsters, bro. Ian Miller. Yeah, so he came back, and he was my coach in high school for one season. I think that really helped me my junior year. But I remember getting my ass kicked in college and saying they might be bigger, faster, stronger than me, but they're never going to try harder, and they're never going to be smarter than me. Because I'll figure something out, because I'm never going to have that fucking feeling again.
100%. I did the same thing in Notre Dame. I was like, I know I'm not the biggest corner. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the most athletic. But
everything about what's written about you is you're undersized.
Yeah.
And you carry that as a chip on your shoulder.
I did. And then people telling me that I wasn't good enough to play.
That nothing. I mean, Garrett Bleakley, you grew up in the Bleakley's house just like I did. And I mean, they're just an amazing family that basically accept you in as their son, just like they did with me. And we went to Boulder together, so we're at CU, and we're watching your career at Notre Dame, and we're following everything. And Shane made the team, he walked on, like he made it, and like, oh great, we get out there, we're in Boulder 9 a.m. I think, because it was a different time zone for the kick.
At the bar?
You guys, oh no. Well, the bar was in our dorm room. The bar's in our dorm room. And we're watching Notre Dame. And, this is the game that Shane intercepts Drew Brees and takes it 60 yards to the house. Drew Brees was, All-American.
He was supposed to win.
Purdue.
He was up for the Heisman.
He was up for the Heisman that
Boilermakers.
year.
That's where my wife went.
But, Garrett and I were screaming and yelling down the dorms. People are like, what the fuck, is the building on fire? We're like, Shane's on fire.
Right.
Shane's taking it to the house. To be so excited to see, somebody that you grew up with. But it was the adversity. I think that was the best part, because, I mean, in some of the interviews, you say how humbling it was to be the star on the soccer field. You've always been the star on the soccer field. But you were always also the star on the football field, but people, because of the size of our school and because of your size, you only got one scholarship offer from Fresno State?
Play receiver.
And what did you do with that offer?
I said thank you, but no thank you. I worked my butt off for 5 years at Bishop's, and no disrespect to Fresno State, but I was looking for like a Stanford, Wake Forest, Notre Dame,
San Diego State. Like in your own backyard, how do you pass by talent that so many amazing athletes in San Diego they leave?
But I think no disrespect to anyone that was coaching at the time at San Diego State, but that was on them, because I had a lot of full ride offers, and there was a lot. Alex Smith, a lot of the guys, Reggie Bush,
yeah.
Arian Foster?
None of us.
Oh, yeah, Arian Foster,
none of us
Mission Bay. Yep.
I didn't get recruited by San Diego State.
Crazy.
Not even a phone call.
Nuts.
Not even, and to be honest,
you're playing.
I was like a mama's boy.
Fucking right.
I would have stayed
You're playing
here.
10 minutes away from San Diego State.
I would have gone here too. And
Yeah.
even I'm in the coaching world now, and there's 3 guys or 2 guys who are going to Oregon, play at Oregon this year. They weren't even recruited. I'm talking to my buddy Jared Culver, who's a San Diego State guy. I'm like, look, dude, there's a lot of guys who want to stay here and play. Like, how do we make it happen?
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to talk to the coach. So he's in a position where he's trying to help them out and keep the talent here. There's so much talent here. It's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
I see my.
I mean, look, Hall of Fame this year. Terrell Davis is going in from San Diego, from Lincoln. I mean, San Diego has. I mean, that's another story, losing the Hall of Champions. But we have so many amazing athletes here in our own backyard, like that are doing amazing things that really we should be celebrating, right?
Well, look at Southwestern College.
Yeah.
The head coach there, Ed Carberry, is my high school coach, and he's just fucking doing huge things. It's because of some of these kids that were, rejected by other colleges are now going there, using it as a stepping stone, and they're fucking smashing people. I think they went 14-1. I mean, he's just a phenomenal coach too, but I mean, there's so much talent here, and I just feel a lot of times San Diego State just doesn't come and get it. I don't know why.
I think they like the LA guys for whatever. They go get LA guys and Arizona guys, and there's good players there. But if you want to build something,
I fucking hate LA.
Well, I mean,
build it like here. You have all the tools, all the assets you need right here.
Yeah,
and get people excited. Get the city excited. Like, we don't have a football team anymore.
No,
right? San Diego State's our only football team here in town. Like, get the city excited about that.
Absolutely.
Start getting some of the local talent. Get some of the big name guys that can bring in guys and other guys that are younger, watching them play. Like, we got to get something to rally around, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we definitely do need something. I mean, it's hard to get behind different.
You went to accept the scholarship at Notre Dame on the condition that the soccer coach would talk to Bob Davie.
Yeah, interesting story. So
that was just a verbal agreement, verbal handshake.
Yeah, the only reason I went to Notre Dame was because Mike Berticelli, the head soccer coach, he came into my house. Everyone else, sales pitch, sleazy, the car salesman. He comes in, he sits there, and he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "I don't know what's up."
I don't know.
And so we're talking.
Know. You tell me what the fuck's up.
We're talking, hanging out, having a good time. Like, he was just real. And I was like, okay, I want to go play for this man. And he knew my love of football. And he said, "Look, I'll tell you what, Shane, you come out and do 2 years of football, 2 years of soccer. And in the off season, you can do spring football with the football team. Mm-hmm. After the second year, you make up your mind. Do I want to play football? Do I want to play soccer?" I'm like, beautiful. I don't have to make a choice. I love soccer. I love football. I have the best of both worlds right now. Mm-hmm. And so those factors, plus I get to do it with a man who I trust, a man who I know cares about me and not just the player.
That's huge, man.
Big time. And then first year, play soccer, do pretty well.
Leading goal scorer on the team.
Well, I was leading the country in scoring through like the first 10 games. And then college soccer, it was rough. They would, because there's only so many good soccer players in America. And if you think if there's 120 D1 soccer teams, the talent is spread so thin, right? There's probably 2 or 3 good players in every team.
Yeah.
And so the other guys are just kind of like goons. And so they'd put 2 guys on me, one in front, one in back.
Seriously?
And if I ever touched the ball, if I ever touched the ball, they would just foul me. And
really?
I couldn't even play soccer anymore. It was awful.
Oh, wow.
And so we had this guy on our team, Steve Mayo. He was from Canada. He was a hockey player.
Yes.
Every time they started fouling me, Coach goes, "Get up." And he's just wrecking people.
That's awesome.
It was
that's
hilarious.
my kind of soccer.
Oh, it was the best.
That's how
man.
I would play soccer.
Yeah, that's all. 100%.
I was good at fouling out.
Marcel, go get him. You got it.
So it was a fun time, man. But to your point, humbling, I had to humble myself. You're talking about playing football at the D1 level, not just a small school. It's Notre Dame.
It is Notre Dame football.
So I'm competing with these guys. I'm freshman year in high school, in college. I'm 5'9.5", 165 pounds. Mm-hmm. So do the first year of soccer, I do really, really well. Ended up being a preseason All-American for the next year. Didn't end up playing soccer though. Played football. And it was actually the soccer coach who said, "You know what?" He was pushing me to play football. He's like, "I see your eyes light up. I see how you light up when you're talking about football. I want you to go do it." And it's kind of a crazy story. I was walking to off-season training. In January it's cold. I'm walking to go work out 8 a.m, and I walk by my soccer coach's office, and I see his window. I was like, "I'm gonna go talk to coach." I was like, "No, I'll go in tomorrow morning because I got class right after workout." And I get a call that next morning, early in the morning, that he passed away.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, man, and so anytime I was ever upset or hurt, I would go to his office to talk to him. He was one of those dudes where his door was always open.
Yeah. And
so you just walk in, coach, and so when I got that phone call, I ran to his office and his door was locked.
Oh.
And that's when it hit me and
right.
And so that was another life-changing moment for me. I was like, I'm never going to miss an opportunity to tell someone I love them. And when I'm thinking about someone, I'm always going to reach out and talk to them, because you are never promised or never guaranteed to be able to see them or tell them I love them or give them a hug or a handshake. And so that to me was like a life-changing thing. And the guy was totally all about me. He knew that the soccer team would hurt the next year without me, but he really truly just wanted me to have joy and to have happiness. And that was when I really started to learn. That was the first time I learned what it is to be a man. And it's not always about yourself. It's about serving and helping someone with their purpose.
It's amazing how, as we grow and go on, you find out that the more that you stop worrying about your own shit and the more that you start giving and giving back to people and investing in people and shutting the fuck up and listening, you realize how much you can actually, and that's what friendship is. That's what leadership is. But the more that you give back, like a coach like that made such an impact on you, that gave you a chance. No one else gave you a chance. You had to walk on to Notre Dame football. I mean, how many people walk on to Notre Dame football?
A lot, but a lot don't play.
They don't play. You make it, you make the team, but you're a contributing player.
Those selfless acts really do define people and their character. And I really strive to be one of those people in my life, is to continue to give back, and not necessarily, obviously you want to make sure you're taking care of your kids are good and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm only here for such a short time that I hope I can make some type of impact on others that can keep giving, and then it just creates more and more of this giving nature and helping and making sure people are okay. That's a big thing for me and my family, to make sure that they see that Dad's not always just trying to get everything he can get, but he wants to give back, and my kids can see that.
That's you're talking about role modeling, right?
Yeah.
If we want our kids to be a certain way, like, they have to see us doing that. Right. Like, if I tell my kid to be honest, but I'm like trying to cheat and
you're lying and you say one thing and you do another thing.
He's like, screw you. Like, why would I ever listen to you? Mm-hmm. Right. And it's just like, we were going to church on Sunday, and there's this girl. She was probably like 22, 23. Her car was like stuck off on the off ramp, mm-hmm. like in the middle of the road. And I'm like, I got to help her. I got my sandals on. I'm pushing this car, and people.
San Diego's rough. You had your sandals on.
Yeah, people are driving by me. They see like we're struggling. Like, I got sandals on. It's hot as heck. They're driving by, like, don't even care. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on with our world where people
you're
just
really
don't
that
care.
fucking busy, and you can't just
right?
stop for fucking 30 seconds.
30, like, you can't, like,
come on.
I'm like, there's someone that just needs help. Like, how can you just don't care?
And the most amazing thing is that if it wasn't for you, no one probably would have stopped.
No one.
And she would have had to call somebody, and maybe that first person didn't pick up. When you live your life, are you going to be the person that when somebody needs you and they ask, are you there? Or is your shit too important?
But I see that, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, what's going on?
Well, it's bad, and it's hopefully I see a change in the younger groups that are coming up, the 10-year-old, 11-year-olds that I deal with, my nieces and nephews and stuff. I see it kind of changing again to where people are becoming a little more caring than the past. So I hope that it just continues. But you're 100% right. You have to lead by example. It's like I can tell you that you need to give, you need to do this, and you need to give back. But if you check my fucking bank account and there's nothing withdrawn that's showing that I'm giving back and I'm doing that, well, it doesn't make any sense. It's false words. So we really try to lead by example, and I mean that's huge that we try to do that, and that we can. I mean, just with your charity organization and training, I mean,
you saved barbecue festival,
man. Hell yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Shane. The craziest thing is, like, when I think about it and when we talk about it, when we go back to Bishops and having a school that requires so much of you, my grandfather was so adamant about me going to the best school that he could get me into. And, he came from a farm in Bulgaria, and his whole life he spent learning. He was a medical doctor, and nothing was more important than always continuing to learn and to continue to set the standard and to set a high bar for yourself. Bishops, they made us not just compete on the field, but they made us stronger with academics, and they also required community service. And community service, when you're a kid, it was a fucking joke. I mean, you're like, I don't want to do that. Like, I was like, God, I got to go get these hours. And it's like, you go and you figure out, what's the least resistance that I can do to get somebody to sign off on the sheet. So that it's like, I can go with my, me and Garrett can go plant trees or whatever we're going to do. But you don't realize at the time that they're actually, the reason that they're doing that is they're instilling in you the reason why you give back.
It's about the whole person, right? They want you to be successful academically. They want you to be successful in the field and then in the theater, but also like the giving and the service. That you had to understand that too. And I remember doing the same thing, like picking weeds. I'm like, I'm picking these damn weeds. I got a funny story. So my buddy Kari and I, we're struggling for hours, and if I don't get 4 hours, I can't play in the soccer, the championship game. So I'm like, I gotta get 4 hours. Like, what the hell am I gonna do 4 hours? I got 3 days to get 4 hours. So I heard about this.
Which sounds like it's so funny because when you're a kid, you're like 4 hours. Oh my God, 3 days, I'll never get that done.
So I heard about this group. They were going to. There was a retirement home a couple blocks away, right on the beach. Beautiful. So my buddy Kari and I go there, and they're gonna take the people to the wild animal park, and they need people to help like push the wheelchairs. So like, all right, I haven't been to the wild animal park in years. I'll go do that. That seems easy, right? Take the bus up there, and I get like 6 hours, so I get like rollover minutes now. So I'm good. So we get up there, and it's hot. It's way out in like northeast county. It's hot as heck.
Escondido, yeah.
Yep. And so we're pushing the. I got this old woman. And my buddy Kari has this old. And they're old. They're not talking.
Kari's a large man. That guy could lay lumber on the football field. I thought he put people in the hospital a couple times.
Yeah.
It was
ended people's careers. So we're pushing these people, and like we're bored. We're always doing stupid stuff. So they have these misters. And Kari pushes his guy through the misters, and he's like, but they couldn't really talk. They were so old, they couldn't talk. And Kari kept reversing and pushing them back through.
So just model citizens.
Getting 6 hours of community service.
Bad. But it was hilarious. And the guy was probably cooler for it, but it was just a funny story. But going back, it's the service, man. It's like, I still remember that day, and I remember like, being with those people and like just having conversations with them on the bus ride up, and it's like, how many people do we do that anymore? No. But it's like, it's something that bishops really truly helped me with. Is like,
well, they made you do the things that we didn't want to do, and whether we knew it at the time, throughout life, there's certain times where, I mean, when we opened up the restaurant and we had people coming in and asking for help, and when you're trying to build a community restaurant and you look around and you're like, well, how do we be successful? Well, we got to be successful by investing in people and investing in this community. And it can't just be about this restaurant, and it's got to be about Spring Valley. Yeah. It's about the entire community here, and it's about the entire Troy Street and the entire East County of San Diego, and how can we make an impact? And really, that's why, we started the barbecue festival, the amateur barbecue festival. Spring Valley Tailgate and Barbecue Festival was, how can we find an event, a community event, to give the most back? Yeah,
I mean, it was huge. I always felt that when I was growing up, I kind of wished that there was more of that, and to be able to be that person that is bringing that into this community, we're excited about that. But going back to saving us on that 2 years ago.
It's 2 years ago.
2 years ago on our, we got fucked by the Spring Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And they were trying to do everything they could to sabotage our event, and you stepped up as a nonprofit to truly save the event. We couldn't run the event without you guys. And not only were you like, okay, yeah, for sure, we'll let you do that.
We're talking about 32 days before the scheduled event.
Right.
32
and the hoops
days.
we had to jump through to even make it happen. But to not just say, okay, yeah, we'll be that nonprofit for you guys, but to come out and be a part of it and to really be out there in the community helping us. I mean, that's just a testament to your character and what you guys are doing over there at organizations and training. Do you want to talk a little bit about the organization?
Yeah, definitely.
You're the president, right?
President, yeah. But
man,
you keep saying we saved you guys, but it was an opportunity for us too. And one of the things we always look for is we want like a win-win-win, right?
Well,
so
I hope that when I approached you, it was more of like the coach coming and saying, this is what the fuck it is, and not some sleazy salesman, because we were in a really shitty position. I mean, Derek and I had invested so much time and so many resources to put on this annual event that people were depending on us. And, you know, without having a 501c3 nonprofit organization to tie the event to, we wouldn't be able to get the permit to shut down the road, which is the main thoroughfare in Spring Valley. So, you know, I had to pretty much call you and say, hey, this is the situation that we're in. Is there any way you'd be willing to go to your board and find out if you can help?
Yeah, but you know, you came and it's like, I'm like, Shawn, of course, like you're doing good things. Like I know you, I trust you. And if you tell me something and you say you need help, like I'm here. Right. And then same thing with Derek. I got to know Derek a lot better because of that event. And now my family knows Derek and know his family. And it's like, you do things like that. I'm always looking for a win-win-win.
Yeah.
And we do the same thing with our organization. So when we go to a school, we want the parents so we do parent training. So we train the parents how to parent. We work with the teachers on teaching them how to deal with behavior. Because oftentimes they're just, you know, they know how to teach and they don't want to deal with all this behavior. Hey, Johnny, stop this. Hey, Susie, stop doing that. Jose, quit hitting that. Like,
sure.
It's like, you can do that all year, but like we teach them, hey, go to the need, right? If Johnny keeps doing this certain thing, look through the behavior. What need is he trying to get fulfilled? And so we train the teachers how to do that. We train the parents how to do the same thing. And then at the same time, we work with the students and we're teaching them how to do the same thing. Why are you the way you are? Why do you believe what you believe? Why do you fear what you fear? Why do you behave the way you behave? And so it's really about self-understanding, self-awareness, understanding others, goal accomplishment, relational skills. And so the organization started, well, first and foremost, Families in Training is the big company. And so that's been around for the past 27 years. Okay. And it's a for-profit, and we work with mainly affluent families, and we do the same type of work, except for we go into their homes and we do that work individually with that family. 5 years ago, we said, you know what? There's a different demographic that needs this same type of work that would never be able to afford what we're doing. So we partnered up with the Monarch School in downtown San Diego. It's a school where students are faced with severe adversity and homelessness. And so we go to the schools, we go to where they're at, and we do this training, we do this leadership skills, we have fun, we build relationships, we do a lot of stuff. And now we're on 5, next year will be our 6th year with them. And so you know that you're helping us out with a fundraiser we're having August 13th at Carl Strauss Event Center. And the event is really truly to raise funding to stay at Monarch School for another year. They've had a bunch of
how much money do they need to raise?
We're trying to raise upwards of $100,000 to stay there and keep our work going with the parents and the staff and the kids.
Lease that needs to get paid.
That's the lease that need to get for operating expenses and just for our budget and for our stuff.
That's just for 1 year.
That's just for a year.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's for Monarch, but that's for other entities as well. We want to have people understand, like we're talking about the service and talking about just why do we believe what we believe, or why we do what we do, why do we choose not to stop and help someone out,
why do you choose to find different ways to, I mean, we're all busy running our lives. I mean, you have a baby that could come at any time,
second, both you guys. I'm waiting for these phones to start vibrating and one of you guys got to go.
Well, I think our baby needs to get a head start on Shane's.
How's Jess feeling, by the way?
Jess, she's good. She's just been tired. We're like 2.5 weeks away. You're a week away?
No, not even that.
6
like
days,
3 days.
Yeah, it's like any time.
You just get more and more tired, and then it's like, especially when you're like Jess is chasing around my son who's 2.5, and
Your son is quick. He is
Fast.
quick. Oh,
if you're not watching, he's like up a window or like, come on, dude, just chill. Never chill.
no.
Ever. Like, he's either up a window or like I'm feeding him and then the salad's on the ground and then I clean up the salad and all the tissue rolls unroll. I'm like,
Right.
God, dude, like
Like
I
I
spend
told
most
you.
of my day just chasing you and fixing.
Yeah, I told you earlier, man. 2's a whole lot different than 1. I'm daddy daycare right now, and my wife's been gone since Sunday. And it's my oldest is a little more chill. My youngest though, he just a little maniac, and it's just like he's go go go, and like if I'm not by him, like he will jump off a couch. He will like just like no, he doesn't care about like if he gets hurt, and he just like man, that guy is wild. So I can definitely relate to what you're saying.
It's tough, but it's a blessing, right? It's incredible. Like we're so excited for you to experience it for the first time. It's going to be
Shawn, I
incredible
can't
for you
wait.
guys. I know.
I mean, we're so excited for you to
Yeah.
have that for you and Rosie, and can't wait to bring him into our families. And it's exciting because I know how I felt and how it changed me, and I can't wait to see how you are as a dad.
I mean, it's very admirable to watch you raise both of your sons and then continue to do what you do for Valley Farm, for your friends in need, for the barbecue events that we put on. I mean, the amateur event, the professional barbecue contest. I mean, you have Over the Line coming up. I mean, there's so many things that get asked as a business owner,
Right.
and you're a yes man. I'm a yes man.
Yeah.
We tried to be no men, but
It's not in us.
It's not in us. And, finding ways to continue to partner with people like organizations in training, organizations that, when I call Shane and I ask him, hey, can you help us? This is what we need. And he says, no problem. And,
Just
I
steps
have
right
to
up.
go and meet him on the side of the street outside his house so we don't wake up his baby, so he can sign, permit documents.
And
so
I was
that we can-
fucking pretty embarrassed, man, by the first year that we couldn't give as much as we wanted to give because
Absolutely.
the event it was kind of rainy and we didn't raise as much money as I thought, man. To have to swallow that pride pill and be like, Shane,
Yeah.
dude, thank you so much, but we're sorry. Like,
Yeah.
there's just not the money to give back as much as what we wanted to. And then this last year, being able to give that money.
Being able to have another year under our belts where, not only could organizations and training come in and help in a different way because they knew, what the event was and how could they better help, with the barbecue tokens and
Right.
giving more awareness about what's going on, what they're trying to accomplish, bringing in partners like Garrett from Northwestern. I mean, having them step up as, our title sponsor. People don't realize that, there's these Fortune 500 companies that they have these budgets and they spend, so much money every year. And some of that money, you don't realize like how much that can help some small organization that is struggling to keep the doors open, like the Monarch School.
Yeah.
And, how much that they're stepping in to be a part of this event
And
really helps not just organizations and training, but it also helps all the other teams that are out there raising money and all the other causes that come and participate in the event. I mean, that ancillary effect it's enormous.
Yeah, and then when you become a little more vested in, getting to know Shane more and what they're doing and the tools that they're teaching these kids, and it goes back to what we're saying is that we want to leave this world basically a better place than what we got it at, right? So to be able to be a part of that and to watch it grow and to be able to say, hey, I'm trying to help as much as I can too, it helps me sleep at night to know that we're doing everything in our power to give back, and that's what our barbecue events are about, is to be able to give back.
That's what Kansas City Barbecue Society, the reason that the restaurant even exists is because of charity. Is because I asked Gene, I found him through KCBS, and I asked him, hey, we want to put on this charity event for Spring Valley. And our friendship became something where he's family now, and he's family, and we are a barbecue restaurant and we're involved in barbecue the way that we are because barbecue gives back. And that's the backbone of, what we do in business, what we do, what we want to do in life. Those are the things that really get us excited, because to do anything, to run a business, to be a head coach, to, lead a team, to run a nonprofit organization, there's struggles that you have to raise money. I mean, you started the Shane Walton Foundation right when you got out of the NFL, and you had an annual golf tournament.
Can we talk about the angry golfers?
Yes.
I see. I would love to hear more.
Because you didn't even know.
I didn't know
you
I
had
wasn't
so
there.
many things going on.
But I know probably why they were mad. I know we started golfing, and you could smell Shawn and his team were there with the barbecues. They were grilling.
When was it? This was like 2012, maybe.
That was a long time.
It was a while ago. But it was like right when we first started doing offsite catering and offsite events, and you just don't realize. Shane came and he asked, "Would you be willing to help with my foundation? We're raising money." For us, it was a great opportunity to do catering, to help a friend out, and we wanted to go out and do the absolute best job that we possibly could. We did not know what we know today about running a barbecue catering for a golf tournament. The toughest part.
How many people were there?
So it's standard 120 shotgun start. He had celebrities. I mean, you had some amazing people that came out to support those events every year, right?
Yep. I think that year Ryan Grant was there, the running back from the Packers. The year after, Aaron Taylor, the big lineman, and then the Rocket Ishmael was there supporting. We were supposed to have Lou Holtz out, but he had another neck surgery. So it was a good group of guys.
Great group.
Incredible. I just remember smelling that barbecue, and I was like, I cannot wait to be finished.
We didn't have an Old
barbecue.
Hickory. We just had the Kettle Ranch Weber. Wow. And we're out there. Thomas is smoking, ribs, because we thought ribs would be a great, let's show off what we do best. And we end up, 120 people. We don't put somebody serving at the buffet line. So it's all these golfers that have been on the golf course. They've been smelling this barbecue all day. And, the first 40 that go through, they've got half a rack of ribs on their plate as opposed to 2 ribs.
Absolutely.
So, lo and behold, 80 angry golfers get potato salad and whatever the fuck they have.
Speaking about angry, we didn't talk about that phone call. What the heck is that phone call?
Oh, that was my former business partner before Corey and I opened up Cali Comfort. Yeah, that was he told me I was a piece of shit and that I never worked a day in my life, and that my grandfather gave me everything and that I would be a failure in life. And I think that goes back to the swagger that people write about when they talk about you. You're always humble, but for those that played with you on the field and for those who are friends with you, we know how competitive you are, and you're a shit talker. You're like a professional shit talker. Like, there's nobody that I enjoyed watching more on the field than Shane, because I knew exactly
what was going on.
The mental games he was playing with that wide receiver was it was the best, because nobody was safe, and teammates included. They were all everybody.
That's the best part about the locker room. We fuck with each other so much.
It's the best.
Any chance we can get, we're doing something silly, or if it's doing something to someone's tobacco that they got in their locker and just fucking with it. Any chance we can get to pull a prank on someone.
I remember taping up people's helmets.
Dude,
hiding their helmets so they're late, but then you put like a bunch of the
so they're late.
Yeah, you put Vaseline in their mouthpiece, so they're running to practice, and then they have to throw their mouthpiece in real quick. Don't check, so they're mouthful of Vaseline.
Yeah, you did Vaseline. We did Icy Hot on their mouthpieces.
My gosh,
dude, or like in their we call them Stromgrens, the little compression shorts. Just wipe a little bit on there, and just you can see up to the guys that are just.
Oh, if you weren't paying attention, someone's going to get you.
You're in trouble.
So they're
head on a swivel.
There are 2 things I definitely want to touch. Is the Nike commercial that you did was that. So that was like the peak of Charger mania in San Diego. Yeah. I mean, we're talking LT's his year.
Merriman.
You had Merriman in the commercial. You had Gates. You had Rivers.
Yep.
So how did you get involved? How did that even happen?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I mean, that Nike commercial is like fucking phenomenal.
I think someone told me like, "Hey, do you like they're doing?
Hey, do you want to be in a Nike commercial?"
They're doing
with LT.
They're doing a commercial at the Q and it's going to be a football commercial, and they need like football players.
Who the hell
play.
told you that?
I don't even remember.
You got to thank them. That was, I mean,
know.
that's so rad.
So I did it, and you know who was the producer of that was, what's the guy's name who did Miami Vice? The producer of that was like, I don't know.
Miami Vice, really?
I don't know these people. Like
Yeah.
he was like some big producer, and everyone was like looking at him like he was. I'm not. He just
You're
looks
like,
some
what? You want me to run a route?
Small little white dude. But it was cool to see how all that happens. It was long, like for this.
It's a minute commercial.
A minute commercial.
Yeah.
I was there for 3 days, and we filmed from like. You started at like, you got there like 3 PM, and you left at like 6 AM.
Yeah.
For 3 days straight. I'm like, for a minute?
Yeah, for a minute.
Like
for a minute
it's
to sell some
incredible
sneakers.
how it all like
Some
unfolded.
cleats,
But
yeah.
it was cool to be a part of and see how it works. And
How was LT?
he was good, dude.
Yeah.
He was. I had known him from a few things before, but he was solid, dude. He's LT.
Rivers.
LT. Rivers is a good dude. It was funny talking to him because I played against him.
No way.
In the in college, both our
You didn't pick him
senior
off,
years.
did you?
No, one of the smartest quarterbacks I played with.
Really?
I baited him a couple times and didn't throw it.
Really?
I was like, this guy is smart, man.
Yeah.
And then so it was fun just to be there. And then Tommy Harris was the D tackle for the Bears in that. And he and I
Played
knew
Oklahoma.
each other. Yep, Oklahoma. He and I knew each other from some off the field things. He was a good dude. So it was good to see him. But
He was a beast.
beast.
That boy is a beast.
Funny dude too,
Yeah.
man. Funny dude. But yeah, it was just a good time, man. It was out there. It was weird for me being in I was playing receiver. I was like, I don't do this.
Yeah.
Going in motion. I don't know these plays.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's a great. We'll put that in the show notes for sure for people to check out that commercial. Plus some of the Notre Dame highlights. Cause
Hey, I saw in the highlights, man. You had a little hang time in your hair.
Oh, I did, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you know why? There was in South Bend, there were 2 barbershops. And so you think about there's a pretty big African American community in South Bend, one. And then you think about Notre Dame, all the people trying to go get their haircuts. You wait for like 3 hours.
No one started another business.
Yeah, I know, right? And there wasn't like, call, make an appointment. No, you had to go and wait.
Oh wow.
And so I'm like, I got class, I got football. Like, I can't be here for 3 hours. So I'm
Let
like,
it grow.
Just let it grow. And then people started braiding hair. I was like, all right, this is easy. So now I don't have to. Now it took me an hour to get my hair done, but like at least I didn't have to wait 3 hours.
So for people that want to help with organizations and training, can they buy tickets to this August 13?
We don't want to sell tickets. We want people just to come and, 1, learn about who we are.
Okay.
2, learn something that you can take home.
Oh, so this is open. This is an open event.
It's open. But we just don't want everyone. It's a fundraiser.
Okay.
We want people there that hey,
if you're committed to find out more and to give back
Beautiful.
to help keep this school open, then
come
out.
to the website. It's organizations-in-training.org. You can find out information about what we do. There's videos.
There's videos from
explaining
Barbecue
about what we
Fest,
do.
which you
Videos
guys
from
do.
Barbecue
Yep.
Fest. There's a video about the event, and you can find out more information about it. But it's August 13th, 3 to 6. We just want people to have a good time. Come out, eat some incredible barbecue, have some good beers at
Yeah,
Carl
I
Strauss.
heard you got a barbecue shop coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little small,
little Cali Comfort.
Yep.
You know,
So
we
it
got
should
you.
be a good time. Yeah, I mean, we're a low key organization. We want people to have fun, and again, we're looking for a win-win-win. We want people to win and understand that they're helping out with some people that really truly need some help.
Sure.
They're helping our organization. We want you guys to win. We want people to know about Cali Comfort. We want people to understand what Carl Strauss is about and how they're helping.
People
the
can
community as
donate,
well.
right? They can donate to organizations and training, even if they're
Yep, you
not
can-
here in San
you
Diego.
Can
they
go
can
to
go
the website.
to the website.
There's a
and-
donate button. So
so any of the
anything-
Notre Dame alumni
Big
that
time. Anything
enjoyed
helps.
watching you play ball, and
Yeah.
you're doing some amazing things. And Derek and I can't thank you enough for saving Barbecue Festival for us, and
The continued support, man.
Yeah,
It's,
just-
not just a one-time thing. Now it's a marriage. So get used to.
well, it's-
You know,
you know.
we like it. The guys are actually, we have fun doing it. We're out
Yeah.
here. You seeing the benefits for all the different kids. The community loves the event. Like it's something like, it's a big event now.
yeah, it's
And we're just getting started, right?
We're just getting started.
Think about
yeah.
5-10 years down the road, this could be one of the premier events in San Diego County.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's fun to be a part
different.
of.
You know, it's different. It's something that, you know, one of the cool things about San Diego is we have so many different eclectic neighborhoods that do really cool events. And, you know, one of the things that Derek and I have taken pride in is that this is one in East County out of not many. And, you know, if there's ways that we can continue to add to it and continue to raise more money and to bring more awareness, bring more barbecue shops, you know,
I think
like
just
Coops
last
and
year getting people
Brazen.
together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when all the stuff that was going on with the world too. I mean, if barbecue can bring people together from different groups and have everyone interact, and it's not blacks against whites and this and that, like everyone's together for a cause. I think that's actually where you get the most growth. Where we're all here together.
Yeah.
We're going to we're fighting for one reason, and it's once you get people vested in that, it becomes a beautiful thing.
That was a cool part about the barbecue festival. There's black, Mexican, white, Filipino,
It's
Hawaiian.
the best.
This is the world. This is
the
really San
world.
Diego
Yeah,
too, right? This is what San Diego is. We're a bunch of different nationalities. We're a bunch of different ethnicities. We're a bunch of different religions. And coming together and knowing that we could do it together. And enjoy it and have fun and for an incredible cause.
Yeah, and promoting the growth of barbecue. You know, for us, we love giving people a chance, giving them an opportunity. And we want people to continue to come into the restaurant, come in to, you know, visit the, you know, Andy Harris from Grand Ole Barbecue. Go in and tell them you heard him on the podcast. You know, ask him questions about the shop. Go into Derek's shop, find out more. You know, come out to the event and, you know, say hi to Shane. These things are really exciting for us because San Diego sells itself. It's a place that we all love. We haven't left. We're raising our families here. But what we're trying to do is do things with these barbecue events to help give back. And giving back is something that's so important, which is one of our cool announcements for today is that we will be bringing organizations and training in as our charity for the Del Mar Barbecue State Championship. And, you know, to have that premier professional barbecue championship year 2, we've learned so much from putting it on last year, and we're so excited about the teams that we have that are already signing up and to bring in your organizations and training to have you guys be a beneficiary of that event. So when people are coming out and they're trying the best barbecue in the world on the West Coast, you know, these people that are coming from San Francisco, from Arizona, from Los Angeles, from San Diego, they're coming out here to compete because they can win money. But people that are in People's Choice, they're selling samples.
And I gain about 4 pounds every fucking event. There's so much good Q out here, man.
So for the Del Mar Barbecue State Championship, people, we want people to go check that out. Like I said, everything we talk about is in the show notes. That's the best place to find it. Barbecue War Stories. Make sure that you subscribe. Tell a friend. Be sure to, you know, just let us know what's going on. Tell us if you like it, if you don't like it. If you think I'm full of shit,
ask questions, talk to us.
Suggestions.
Again, if you guys want stickers, we'll send out stickers, and love having you guys listen.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of amazing feedback, you know, from all different parts of the country and different parts of the world, and you know, our doors are open. So if you ever make it to San Diego, you know, please send us an email, send us a direct message, let us know what's up, and if Derek or I can be at the shop, we'd love to, you know, welcome you and give you the hospitality that you deserve.
Chop it up.
Because, you know, we're very fortunate to do what we do and to find people like Shane, to have them in our lives. And, you know, this is just exciting. We're just getting started, I think. So, Shane, anything else?
Nah, thank you for having me on. This is, again, like Derek said, it's a marriage. Like, I look at us three, we're doing a lot of things
We've
together.
come a long way.
Right?
Like, you know, from the Angry Golfer tournament to me calling you and saying, hey, we got 32 days before our event gets shut down.
The class clown who was gambling in the back of the room to what he is now. And
I know, right?
Me getting in fights and being, you know.
But I mean, that's also the cool thing is having, you know, former NFL players that are doing great things in the community, doing great things in business. And, you know, a lot of athletes, they don't think about that chapter of their lives until it's a little bit too late. And, you know, anything that we can do to help facilitate conversation, to find out, well, what are people doing? People that are doing cool stuff. Well, we want to celebrate that. And if there's a way for us to celebrate it by shooting the shit for an hour, we're going to go ahead and do that. So thank you for checking us out, Shane. Thank you. Organizations in Training, please go visit their website, donate money, help them out. Let's not just keep that school open for another year, but let's do it for another decade. Be sure to donate. Be sure to come out to that event and tune in next week. We're hopefully
back in the podcast room,
depending on baby situation. We're hoping to bring.
I would imagine by the time this airs, both of you guys are going to be.
We'll have two new babies,
additions,
two new baby boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot less hours of sleep too.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that.
So you've already had one run around. He hasn't had it yet. So
yeah.
Be,
well, we can't wait.
We don't sleep much, anyways.
My wife she's an all-star. She's going to be an amazing mom, and we're just really excited.
Excited to watch you guys, man.
But yeah, thank you for tuning into the podcast. Like I said, write us a review on iTunes. We appreciate that, and be sure to tell a friend. Check us out.